I prepare myself as though all the other ministers that will minister before me will miss it. That's how I prepare. You are not following me. That's how I prepare myself.
Apostle Arome Osayi reveals a mystery many believers overlook: the presence of God. Not just a feeling, but a divine coordination that governs every move in true ministry. In this message, he shows how to track the cloud, move with it, and never lose divine alignment.
Now listen, there are three things I said I would tell you. The first thing is to be able, pray, to be able to recognize the presence. Pray to be able to recognize the presence. Number two, when you can recognize the presence, respect the presence. When you can recognize the presence, do what? Respect it. Even if you are praying with your wife at home and the presence begins to break out, you notice that your vocabulary in tongues just shifted. And there is serious, deep utterance in tongues that is just flowing. It means that the presence has increased, and that presence is responsible for the utterance that you are speaking. Are you there? First of all, it's to recognize it. And there are many ways it can manifest. Sometimes I come here with my notes, and when Pastor Rufus is trying to round up prayers and all of that to give me the microphone, he just begins to mention the scriptures on my notes. You see, so the Holy Ghost, I'm taking over his vocal cord and giving him what to say. And what he's saying is now confirming what I brought. A lot of things happens in that presence if you are coordinating accurately with the glory. So you are just saying what you are saying. You think you are just saying, but you were inspired to make those words, and those words become confirmation for another person, and the person becomes confident about what he's going to do next, because through your ministry he has confirmed that this is what I want to do. And then you come and you begin to do it with boldness, because you know beyond doubt. What makes God manifest, what makes God reveal himself, is that every minister from the opening prayer is picking what God is doing, is transmitting what God is doing, and the Lord in their midst, the one coordinating, just like he coordinated them to lay hands, and then in the next verse they say they were sent forth by the Holy Ghost. He will coordinate you to lead a prayer. What is the one doing it? That's why that prayer session had authority. If you pass the mic to somebody from the choir who is not coordinating, the whole density and the weight of glory that has accumulated through that prayer window begins to dissipate, because this person is not coordinating. What the Spirit of God is doing is not consistent with what this person is doing. So his presence, that activity begins to illegitimize his presence, so it begins to diffuse. And if the next minister now comes and it begins to coordinate again, the presence begins. So I prepare myself as though all the other ministers that will minister before me will miss it. That's how I prepare. You are not following me. That's how I prepare myself. With the expectation that every other person in the chain will be doing his own business. But may my spirit be strong enough to be able to capture the chaos and bring order out of the chaos, so that he can find where to sit. Are you there? That's how I prepare myself. It's moving. What I'm preaching to you today came by 4 a.m. this morning. It's moving. When that dimension comes upon me, I don't need the concordance. It will just be connecting. And when it connects like that, and I allow him connect, and scriptures will just be connecting, I'll be writing, and they are connecting, and I'm writing. I can teach you that thing for 6 months. It won't finish. Because when I finish 1 and I go back, number 2 will come. Oh, you don't understand this matter. I will tell you that I will preach a series of 7 messages on a particular subject. When I'm telling you 7, the message is not there. All I have is the first one. And when I preach that one and go home and sit on my after praying, number 2 will come. Number 3 will come. Because you will need to depend on him every day to know his move for that day. Are you there? Now, so let me just stop here for now, and we will progress next Sunday. There are matters that I need to bring to your notice. First of all, pray to recognize his presence. Number 2, respect his presence. That was the problem with Ananias. Ananias didn't need to die. He did not respect his presence. But the Sanhedrin, when Gamaliel stood up, he said, let it not be that we will be found fighting against God. So they respected his presence and they withdrew. That's why they all lived. They were on the path to death. Then a wise man said, restrain yourself, lest we be found doing what? Fighting with God. So the next thing is to respect the presence. Respect the presence. Respect it. Respect it. So there's a measure of the presence here right now. We can make it bigger. We can make the intensity bigger. There's a measure here now. Huh? Oh, you are not with me. This is practical. You know, these are spiritual things, and spiritual things, we need to make it real so that you will know what we are talking about. The days of guesswork, those days are over. These are the days of reality. So the days of reality. I know this presence. This presence is the reason why I'm alive today. If you don't respect the presence, there are benefits that are in the presence that you'll not be able to draw out. Great potentials in there. In that presence is the healing grace of God. In that presence you can receive direction. And when the presence comes, God begins to deal with everyone differently. A preacher, even when I preach a message, the impact the message has and the aspect of the message that impacts people is different. Because the presence will receive the message and apply it to your heart by himself. So what you will hear will be different from what the next person hears, because there is a coordinator that is available and is coordinating every activity that takes place. So at the end of the day, it's God that is in charge. Now let us explore the presence that is here this morning. A cloud of glory is moving. Let us move with the cloud. Let us move with the cloud. The cloud of glory is moving. Let us move with the cloud. Move with the cloud. The cloud of glory is moving. Let us move with the cloud. Let us move with the cloud. Now this matter that we are talking about, which is the presence of Jesus in the midst of an accurate local church that superintends every activity that takes place, that manipulates every service delivery in accordance with the counsel of his will. Are you there? This invincible personality that is trapped within the church and manifests in our local expressions this person. This person is the essence of our gathering. At any point in time where maybe because of the emphasis, the direction, and we are not in step with him, when he's no longer visible, nothing happens. If it's no longer visible, then we are not in church, we are just gathered. Are you there? We'll pray so that we'll know, okay, this is where he is, this is where he is. And that's how we track him. We'll try to trace him so that we can be moving under the cloud. When you move under the cloud, people can come broken by wicked people, and they line up under the cloud, and we begin to advance. And then inner healing begins to take place. He will see where you are broken, and he begins to administer the balm of Gilead. Human beings rejected you, broke your heart, exposed you to the anguish of emotions. And then you come into his presence, and he begins to administer the oil of joy in the place of mourning. He begins to administer the garment of praise in the place of the spirit of heaviness. He begins to give sight to the blind. He makes proclamation for the deliverance unto them that are bound. All kinds of stuff begins to take place. I want to leave you with a prayer point. Help me to move with your cloud. Help me to be able to identify your cloud. Help me to be able to see your cloud. Help me to be able to walk under your cloud. It is the cloud that makes everything we do strike a chord in the heavens. It is the cloud. It is the cloud. That's where the difference is made. It is the cloud of glory, the cloud of the Spirit of God. Felasike brento komina bruse kelia brahalute skube manselikos eloboronto boskeminata kofesiko pramena kontabondo amande siko presa sala kodimantolia geminai kobabasika geminai sakoria escobrantelis makaseli kobre ekosala konda minda halabres fotekes kondeli roskesa sika bentania amantala babonde kesko geminai koskesko baratala brata kante konde sikatala babode kaskito remonsani remokonde sketosi eskadaletonde ikapres. That at every point in time we will be sensitive. We will be sensitive. We are simple. Rekotomina samenaite gemina koprokosete gemina koprokosamatani gemina sike gemina kudebatu jeglobroske topete gemine ketokobelato ebramante krus eseseya iskobrila hatakundo kompre gemina kompreskati avalato predes kaboria makaboria makasanta babodekata ebrais kampantala baboske riko santora. Thank you. In the name of Jesus. If we know that the reason why the hand of God moves in our midst is because we recognize the cloud. Not because we are anointed, but because we recognize the cloud. If we know that, okay, we can pay a price to ensure that we do not lose the cloud. You see, if someone comes, for instance, and the person begins to curse you, there are many things you can do. You can respond in the flesh. The reason why I'm afraid to respond in the flesh is because I will lose my alignment with the Lord. So it's better for me to be foolish You will pay a price. When you recognize this cloud, the proof that you have recognized it and that you respect it is that you are willing to suffer loss sometimes so that you can stay in tune with the cloud. Once the cloud is here, hearing God is easy. You know, when we came here, I told you that the atmosphere here is better than that old place. So there were, you see, we are not the owners of the property. I know what to do to treat it, but why? So when we got here, those demons are not in this neighborhood. So it's light. That was the reason why I love this place. Okay? Because right now it's easy to hear God. If the cloud is here. If you're walking under the cloud, you can hear his voice. There's someone in this place, for instance. This person that is in this place, I see that you've been seeking to be intimate with God. And you've made some sacrifice to achieve some level of intimacy. But what I saw today is that Jesus now, you know, you were the one trying to press into God. Jesus now wants to seek you out. Jesus wants to seek you out. Jesus is the one stretching forth his hand now to seek you out. Jesus is the one stretching forth his hands now to seek you out. It's not just you alone seeking. He is stretching his hands to seek you. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And they, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Struggling and all of that. Jesus is saying to you, it will be easy from now. It will be easy. It will be easy. It will be easy. It will be easy for you. It will be easy. It will be easy for you. It will be easy. Because I am seeking you out. I'm seeking you out now. I'm doing it intentionally. I've seen your efforts.
Yes,
I've approved of it. I am coming. 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 I am